Cool. Let's start. Hello, everyone. And I am Xiaoyu, the digital and project management lead from 200 Million Artisans. I'm joining from China and really excited to welcome you all. And at 200 Million Artisans, we empower creative producers and craft-led entrepreneurs to build high-value, sustainable solutions in India's handmade economy that have the largest potential to support aspirational and dignified jobs and livelihoods for India's communities. And we do so by facilitating access to information and data, supporting enterprises with business resources, networks, and innovative financing. We also do it through collaborative projects and platforms like this, where we can all come together to reimagine the potential of handmade in India. We are really excited and honored to be collaborating with the Contemporary Clay Foundation on the second edition of the India Ceramics Triennale. We hope that it will become a much bigger success than it was last time. I'm joined by Priya Krishnamurthy, CEO of the team, Prachi Vijay, Head of the Operation and Project Management, and I see Lakshmi and Rashmi from 200 team. But the event tonight is for the team at the ICT to talk about the exhibition, what is new, and how you can all participate so we can all work together to really make a big success. Before I pass it over to the team, Neha and Anthony from ICT, I would love to invite everyone attending to please share your name and location in the chat. And if you are looking for collaboration with others in the community, please say so and share your email address. Let's come together to build a memorable event. Over to you, Neha and Anthony.
Thanks to all of you for being here today and for your interest in participating and being a part of the Indian Ceramics Triennale. We are very excited to announce that the next edition of the Triennale is finally happening in 2024 in Delhi. It is called Common Ground, and we are absolutely delighted to be in partnership this time with 200 million artisans and with Arthashila. Okay, sorry, I'm having a little bit of trouble. So the next edition of the Triennale is going to be held in Delhi in early 2024, February of 2024, and will be held in this building Arthashila, which is, as you can see, these are some images of the building, but it's still very much work in progress. And we will have some outdoor space. We also have beautiful, very large gallery space. And we are very excited to share that we have also extended the open call. So all of you attending here have a few more days to write up your proposals. And we are really looking forward. We already have received a whole lot of proposals, and we are looking forward to see many more. Let me just talk to you a little bit about Common Ground, which is the theme of this year's of the next edition, and about it, the Indian Ceramics Triennale. The Indian Ceramics Triennale is an ambitious platform that aims to showcase cutting edge art while supporting a space for experimentation through the medium of clay. And for this edition, we hope to be a catalyst for new ideas and possibilities and create inclusive space for many conversations and communities to find common ground. Common ground is the theme of this edition, and we propose to explore the ground metaphorically and literally on which we meet. The ground we walk is necessarily uneven. We are separated by privilege. We are separated by politics, by motivation, experience, and access to knowledge. Yet we remain bound by a common humanity and a common heritage and a codependent future. In this iteration of the Triennale, we are interested in creating a dialogue between all of our varied pasts and presents, between materials and process, technology and tradition, and all expressed primarily through the medium of clay. Now, this open call, we are inviting proposals. They can be individual proposals, they can be collaborations, and you could apply as a collective as well. We are looking for projects that push the boundaries of play practices while exploring commonality, while exploring diversity and engagement. I'm really sorry. In investigating multiplicity, the Triennale aims for greater inclusivity, and artists are encouraged to engage with dualities of degeneration, regeneration, exclusion, inclusion, lost and found histories, and they're encouraged to build bridges between a myriad anomalies. Artists with roots in traditional pottery cultures are encouraged to apply. For artists who want to put in proposals for collaborations, you could explore possibilities of meaningful engagement with um, uh, artists from all genres, with from traditional to the modern. You could also build interdisciplinary collaborations or collaborate with communities. Media like sound, photography, textiles, film, performance, digital, and other technologies could be incorporated in artwork. And we look forward to seeing ambitious projects, and ambitious not just in terms of scale but also in terms of vision and concept. Most of all, we are interested in generating ideas and possibilities for this material that is so dear to us. Suddenly it's working properly. Keep my fingers crossed. There are a few guidelines for participants. We ask that you propose a project within the context of common ground that stands as a conceptual whole. And if it consists of several parts, they connect thematically to come across as one work. We also urge people to push the boundaries of the ceramic arts. And most of all, of course, to ensure that the project that you have proposed can be executed and transported to the venue by the 15th of December of this year. The submission documents. The proposed project, need a description of your project of no more than 500 words explaining the conceptual premise and the intent for participation. You could also upload a short, up to 3-minute video application, or it can be a verbal application, an audio application. Your proposal can be elaborated through drawings or photographs as necessary. We also ask for 5 images or 2 videos of previous work, and each image should be named with your full name and followed with a serial number. We would also like 100-word biographical statement in the third person. If you are applying as collaboration, then please do put in biographical statements for each of the collaborators, 100 words each in one a document, and send it across to us. And similarly, a resume. So if you're applying as a person doing a solo project for you, but if you're a collaboration, then all of the collaborators should be on there. Uh, we have a few questions that have come up already, and so let me just run you through that. You can apply. The call is open to artists of all nationalities and genders above the age of 18 years. Do I have to be a ceramicist? Can I be teamed up with a ceramicist or traditional craftsperson? So prior experience of a clay-based practice is preferable, but not all members of a collaboration or collective need to have such experience. You need to find your own collaborators. And we do ask that every member of the team is duly acknowledged and there is clarity on the authorship of the work. Can I collaborate with other artists? Yes, of course. Collaborations between traditional and contemporary artists are encouraged. And collaborations across media and geographies are welcome as well. Okay. If my work has a complicated installation plan, will you help me achieve it? For example, if I need a power lift, a crane, or a sand or water bed for display, we will do our best to accommodate your installation plan. However, we will have to work with the restriction of the gallery space. And we will work with you in the lead up to the installation to find a mutually agreeable. Can I be present to install my work? It will be ideal to have you be present to install your work. However, if you're unable to be there, we ask that you send us a detailed installation plan and stay in discussion with us about its execution. Can I choose the location of where my work will be installed? You can make a suggestion of what you will prefer, but the final decision will be made by the exhibition design team. Now it's not even moving. Okay. I am not good at writing proposals. Can I get help? Unfortunately, we are unable to help individuals write their proposals, but we are happy to discuss ideas with you prior to submission. You can also write to us in Hindi or Tamil, or if you prefer, you can send us a video. So there are application forms in Hindi and Tamil as well. You will see these on the website, and you're very welcome to send in applications in any of one of these languages which you are comfortable in. Can I send a voice record? Can I voice record and send my proposal? Yes, you please note that all proposals need to be uploaded in the Google form we have created for this. And again, that form is there on the website. Can I use different media with clay? Yes, it is your understanding of a clay based practice. And though the primary material should be clay, like the Indian Ceramics Triennale, but media like sound, photography, textiles, film, performance, digital, and any other technologies could be incorporated in the artwork. Can I propose an on site or outdoor installation? Yes, you can. Proposals for on site installations, outdoor sculpture, performance, they're all acceptable. Will transportation of artwork be paid for by the organizers? Return transport from the Triennale venue to a location in India will be paid for. Will the organizers help set up a residency for me, or do I have to apply with a specific residency plan? This is especially for foreign artists, and we can help facilitate residencies with studios that have the facilities to make your work. And on selection, we will discuss what the time frames would be and what the location could be, but the cost of the residency and the travel will have to be borne by the artist. Will the organizers provide a letter to support my application for funding? Yes, we will do that. We encourage artists to apply for funding to realize their projects, and we can support artists with letters of reference or anything else that might be needed. Can I put in a proposal to speak at the symposium? Particular open call is for the central exhibition only, and we will soon float an open call for speakers for the symposium. Can I put in a proposal to conduct a workshop? Again, this open call is for the central exhibition only. But if you have an interesting idea for a workshop, do write to us with your thoughts and we will revert. Okay. If I have any more questions after this session, who do I contact? We will do our best to clarify any issues. You can, after I finish reading this, you can ask us your questions live right now, but you can also write to us with your questions at indianceramicstriennale@gmail.com. And I'm also making a little donation pitch here. If I want to make a financial or in-kind contribution to support the Triennale, how can I? We will be very grateful for all contributions. And please get in touch with us again at indianceramicstriennale@gmail.com. And yes, thank you very much. We will take questions now, and I will stop sharing my screen.
And please raise your hand using that reaction button, or just put your questions in the chat box. We have some questions in the chat box, Neha.
Okay.
I think we start from Ash H, posted at 8:49.
Yeah. Should I read it out, Shayu?
Yes.
My proposal includes a visual component, photographs, to be specific. Would it suffice to send over digital versions of them if I'm not able to be in India during the festival? Also, who would bear the costs of printing, framing, installing them? Anjani or Vineet, you want to take this?
We really have to get back to you on this, but I think we would certainly bear the costs of installing them. I'm not sure about printing and framing. That would have to depend on what the costs are and what the work is. Obviously, it would depend on the selection process. And after that, it would perhaps require some discussion with the artist. But installation we will take care of.
Also, on the FAQ, you mentioned we can discuss an idea before making the formal proposal. Do I just get in touch at the email to discuss it? It's the same artist, Ash H.
Yes, I think so. That would be fine.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. Priya asks, can we propose a site-specific response that would engage the visitors to the Triennale in making with clay and discussing clay? rather than.
Sorry, this was a question from an email question that came to us at 200 million artisans.
Yeah.
So this is by Chloe, if I remember correctly. CJ O'Neill has asked this question.
It would really depend on the proposal. And it doesn't have to be a static finish exhibition piece. That's for sure. But how you engage with the visitors, etc., would obviously have to be articulated in the proposal for us to understand what exactly the artist has in mind. Yep.
Should I go to the next question? Would the Triennale be open to functional wear or does it have to be installation and sculptural work? This is from Parmeet Baba.
Vineet, do you want to take that question?
I feel that as long as it falls within the conceptual premise of common ground, if it has functional components, that's fine. But yes, it would just depend on the proposal. But all kinds of work is you can have any kind of work in the proposal.
Can one make more than one proposals?
We would prefer that you just give one proposal as an individual artist. If you're in a collaboration with other artists and you want to do an individual proposal as well as a collaborative proposal, that would be all right. But we feel that you should propose what you're really committed to do. So one proposal would be probably best.
Debanjini asks, do we have to present images of finished sample pieces for the proposal or can sketches work?
Sketches are fine, but you must articulate your idea quite clearly and send us images of past work. So we have an idea of what you.
Kaveri asks, if we are open to collaborations, would that happen after the proposal is submitted? Or should we make the connection and have everything worked out before we submit?
If it's a collaboration, you need to have your collaborators in place, I think, prior to submission.
Definitely. I think when you are putting up your proposal, you should be exactly ready with what you have in plan and who is your collaborator and how you're going to present. So I think when you are writing a project, it is necessary to have everything in hand and the whole idea ready.
Yes, traditional artists as well. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh. Yes. Elena has a question. Is there a restriction as far as size of the artworks that we will propose?
There's no real restriction, but yeah, there's no real restriction of the size, but it has to be doable and it has to be transportable. But it depends again on the proposal. If you want to make it on site, or there are all kinds of possibilities. There's no restriction.
But the restriction are the building, the size of the building.
Yeah.
So it should fit into the building. It should get inside the building.
Yeah. Two ceramics collaborate or different media with ceramics are preferred? Two ceramics can certainly collaborate.
Just to add, I think it can be any kind of collaboration, and it's not necessarily a collaboration between two individuals or two artists. Even it can be a collaboration across histories and cultures and ideologies. So it really depends on how you interpret the theme of common ground. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to collaborate with another individual.
We have another question. Do international artists need to self-fund the transport costs to the Triennale site? And can the work be brought in person during the install period as opposed to transporting by December 2023?
I'm afraid the international artists would have to self-fund transport costs. But depending on the proposal, we could look at the possibility of work coming in a little later. Maybe not December, it's not December 15th, but maybe a little later, depending on what the work is and whether we have a sense of how the whole install will happen.
And if selected, I would like to add, like if the project is selected, we can help you to, with our letter and references, find some funding in your country or through the cultural center. So that could be help from us to find some funding for you.
Adil has questions as well. If a proposal needs a separate enclosure, a room with media, etc., will that be possible? And then he has another question that is connected to projector. So if I need a projector, speaker, etc., will that be provided? And his second question is, will work be up for sale?
Again, it depends on the proposal. If a separate enclosure is needed, it probably can be created within the gallery space, and projectors, speakers, etc. will probably be available. So that should be possible. And work will not be for sale at the venue at all.
But if any buyers are interested in your work, we could directly connect to the artist and you can deal directly with the buyer.
Yeah. Robbie asks, films, material, and equipment are supplied in Delhi, or is all the work to be created at our own studio? I don't know where you are coming in from, Robbie, but if you are based in India, then we expect that the work will be created at your own studio and it will be transported from there. If you are a foreign artist, then we will, if your project is selected, we will help connect you to residencies in India where your work could be made, unless you want to put the work from the US, where I see you're from. But I mean, that has its own complications. So it will really depend upon what your project is. And does anybody else have anything to say?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Elena has another question.
Yes. There is one more question before Elena's question, so I'll just quickly take that. In my artwork, I use ready-made ceramic pieces, but I do not create them by myself. Will my proposal still be considered?
Of course, I think.
But yeah, but it depends on the author of the work as well, or of the pieces, I guess. We'd have to have some sort of sense of that.
Yeah, we have to have a sense of your work and your project. We are not closed off to the idea that you use ready-mades at all. But yeah, it really depends upon your proposal, whether you're selected. It isn't based on whether you use ready-mades or you make your own pieces. Elena asks, can the artwork be donated to the organization after the end of the Triennale?
We did discuss about this. We are not yet sure if we have the space to store the artwork, but we are in discussion with different organizations and ourselves and see if we can find something to take the donation. But at the moment, we are not sure about it.
Julia. Hi, Julia. Regarding the size of the artwork, since site-specific proposals, large-scale works are welcome, it will be useful if building plans, etc., of the sites could be uploaded on the Triennale website. Would this be possible, just to have some sort of clearer framework?
And if you take that,
I think that should be possible. We have basic plans, some basic plans. It should be possible. Yeah. We can look into that.
Thank you. We don't have any more questions on the chat, but there were a few questions that came in on the registration form. Should we go through those?
Yep.
Yep. Shayu, do you have them in front of you, or should I pull them up?
I can read them from the chat if you want, Neha.
Oh, yes, I do. Give me one sec. Okay. So, how and by when do we know about the status of our application, whether accepted or rejected?
The first week of April, I would say.
and everybody will be informed by email.
Yes. I think we've set March 15th, right? The
Yeah.
announcement?
I think it will probably more likely be end of March.
Okay. But we will be announcing that on our social media and inform the participant via email that they have registered from the survey.
That's right.
And
There are some questions in the chat. Do you want to take them first?
Some more?
Yeah, there are some questions that came in. What would be the arrangement for international artists?
In what sense?
Yeah, we're not sure in what sense, but if they require residencies, we'll be able to help with that. The next question is, how do two people register together as a collaboration? Again, the question is not that clear.
You are presenting a project with two names. That's you have you.
When the lead, one person is the lead applicant. Basically.
We have two designs on the topic. Can we send them as one only minimum to maximum approximate dimension area allotted for the wall hanging or installation? So I think this person wants to send two options. I'm not clear again with this question.
But there isn't any minimum area or a particular specific
Right.
area that's allotted for each artist. It just simply depends on the proposal.
Can changes be made if the idea evolves if selected?
Yes.
There'll be a lot of discussion with the curators once the project has been discussed, selected. So that will happen. Any specific dimensions to installation mural sculpture? Again, we've answered that question. How refined should the proposals be at this point?
They need to be. Sorry, yes, Reyes, just to add that they need to be conceptually refined. It's not like we need to see actual work or what it's going to look like, but enough of an idea for us to get a sense of the artist and the premise of how it's addressing common ground.
In how far are the project proposed allowed to change and develop? Again, you answered that. How important is it to define the form in its final piece at this point? Again, that's been answered. How many proposals can I submit? We answered that earlier, but
Yeah, preferably one.
one, preferably one.
It's for unless it's going to be a solo piece and a collaboration, then you could.
Even then, it's better to go, Anjani said earlier, for the one that you're most committed to under your name. What is the criteria for selecting artists?
It's the strength of the proposal.
Yeah. Can one do workshop, exhibition, performance art as part of my proposal where the works are created during the show? I think that is possible.
Yeah.
I am an artist who's materially agnostic. Would that be an issue for the application?
We had this yesterday, Madhvi. I think we answered this yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
From the 4th.
Should you have any more?
We have a few on the Zoom chat. New ones that have come in on the Zoom chat.
There are two questions. One is for artists traveling from far away, will the Triennale provide us with a place to live? My proposal is a site-specific made in clay. The Triennale organization would help me carry this out, getting the clay, transportation, etc.
Can you read this question again?
Will the Triennale provide us with a place to live? And if it's a site-specific project, will the Triennale help me carry this out in terms of logistics, like getting the clay, transportation, etc.?
At the moment, we are not committing to this. But as we said earlier, if you are planning to work here in India, we can help you find residency, but you have to bear the cost. But it also depends on, as Anjani said earlier, we will be helping you to realize your installation. But at the moment, we don't know like what the project is and what the cost would be or all these things. So we cannot commit in advance.
If a particular project is selected, we will do our best to facilitate it the best we can, but we cannot make financial commitments as of now.
Does anybody have anything to add?
There was some question. There's something you can collaborate with the artist who is not ceramist. Yes, of course. And as I think, as Vinit said earlier, like when we are talking about collaboration, it's just a collaboration between people and institution or artists. It's a collaboration. You have to think more beyond person as well.
Chloe asks how interpretive can we be when considering the brief of common ground. I think as interpretive as you want.
Yeah. And it's quite an open brief. So we would like to see very project. You can interpret it the way I think every individual could, as wild, maybe, I would say.
There is another question from Kaveri. Would we be able to see the recording of the 4th of February? I guess those answers might help us.
Zayu could answer this question.
Pretty much, I think we've covered most of it here already.
Yes, and we can work on the recording and share it on either our website or our YouTube channel, and we will let you know when it's ready for you to refer to.
Tonia asks, just to be clear, we can collaborate with someone who's not a ceramist or has any connection with clay? Yes, you can collaborate with
can.
somebody who is, yeah. As long as there's a clay component, a ceramic component to your proposal, you can definitely collaborate.
If there are any more questions, we are happy to take them. We have some time.
So we
It
have some.
also
There's also a
how
question around what are the resources available if a project is selected? What kind of, is there any money support that might come through? That's one question. There's another question on if we work with 4 to 5 artisan groups, what would be the budget? Does the budget, is there a difference in budget or any kind of additional support that they can get? Can it become an artisan space where all other artisan groups are also featured together and we put together a composite display? These
Priya,
are just
can
some
you break that, take one question at a time?
Sure, I can
Talk
start
about
with
the
one.
first question.
Yeah, the first question is if we work with 4 to 5 artisan groups, what is the support we can expect?
As we said, we are not committing anything financial at the moment, other than return work from the site to the studio.
If a project is selected, then we will try and best to facilitate, somehow find, maybe connect you to people that can possibly provide funding, but we ourselves cannot commit to the funding.
The second question is how much space can we get? I think that was answered. The last question is can it become an artisan space where all other artisan groups are also featured together and we put together a composite display?
The idea is to bring when everyone together to in one place. Either you call yourself craft person, artisan, artist, whoever you are, we are trying to bring it together on one pedestal in one space.
But it's a bit difficult to also comment specifically on this without actually seeing a proposal. So only when we know what is proposed can we take a call, something like this.
So Srinya is asking, ideally we should avoid putting one solo and one collaborative proposal, or will both proposals be welcome?
Yeah, you
As-
can apply for both an individual and a collaborative, but we would, if you just choose one which you think is stronger, that's probably what we recommend. But if you can apply for an individual and a collaborative.
Kaveri says there was a question that you read out and then said that you had answered that on the 4th, but we weren't there on the 4th. So look forward to getting the recording. Greeting from Indonesia. I have a couple of works to be submitted. One is documentary film and a sculpture work. Both are ceramic related and I believe in line with common ground theme. The question is, can one artist submit more than one work? Thank you and best wishes.
As we said earlier, like we would prefer to have one work from one artist or a
So please submit the one you think you are more convinced about.
But in case we are looking for films at some point, which we may be, just put that in as in just mention so that we will keep you in mind.
You can send an email for that.
Yeah.
To send an email. Because
Last time we had shown films and quite likely we might do the same. So yeah, please send us an email on that one.
Kaveri, you will get your recordings.
Yeah, I think it's good to have recording up with people. Even if you have attended the Q&A, you can go back to it.
Thank you, Adil. If
Did
there
we
are
cover all questions?
I think I've just
So that
everything and we seem to have covered all questions. In case we missed questions from somebody, if you can put your hand up, we would be very happy to address that in case I have missed something. If not, please send in your proposals. It's a really open theme and you can interpret it the way you would like to. And we want to be able to see a lot of different responses to the theme. So please do send in your proposals. We are very excited. Look at them and see what else.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you,
for coming and
everyone.
listening and Q&A.
Everyone. Bye bye. Good luck. Please apply.
Bye.
Yes.
Hope to see you there.
Take care. Bye bye.
Thanks. Bye.